accomplished through Jesus Christ. And we didn't read verses 3 to 14, I said it's all one sentence. But if you notice, if you look at that section, you read it through carefully, you'll find phrases like in Christ, in Him, and you'll notice it 11 times in the various variations of the thing. So that it's evident that all the blessings are for those that are in Christ, which in Christ, of course, means you're saved, you're united with Christ. And everything, of course, is accomplished through Christ's death. Another thing to think about. And if you look at verses 7 and 12, I'm not going to go through it completely, but Jesus' death was planned. The Romans killing him, there was no accident involved. That's something you need to remember. God had it all figured out beforehand, right? And this was plan A, and it was before the foundation of the world, before creation. And then finally, the Father's plan was to adopt people. We've sort of touched that. We've touched upon it. And we were chosen, it says, when we were united with Christ. And we talked about that when we talked about Romans, and what did He choose us for? And He didn't choose us to go to heaven or for hell. As when we get saved, we become chosen. But what are we chosen for? We're chosen for good works. We're chosen for Him to use us in some way. And each one of us, it's going to be different things He chooses for, because we all have different abilities. And He's given each of us different abilities. So always remember that choosing is to be of service. Otherwise, if He didn't do that, He might as well take us all home together, if He isn't going to choose us to do something. So we're here to do something. That's a kind of a neat thing when you think of it, that God uses us. God uses us in His work, in His agenda. He has an agenda, and He'll let us participate in His agenda. Amen. That's kind of a neat thing to think about, that you get to do work along with God, right? And each of us can reach different people. We can do different things, but all of those things are on God's agenda that He wants to have done. And another thing to remember, that we are not well-behaved children that deserve to be adopted. Look at Romans 5:10, please. Romans 5:10. A couple verses here. For if, when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of His Son, much more being reconciled, and we shall be saved by His life. So we weren't God's friends at all. None of us. You may think you lived a pretty good life, but you were God's enemy before you got saved. Always remember that. Because I think we seem to do, or I do, maybe nobody else does it, but I always like to point out other people's sins rather than my own, right? Anybody else have that problem? Man, that's terrible. Oh. Then you think of it, and then the Holy Spirit says, man, I do the same thing, right? And one more thought. Adoption displays the amazing grace of God because of what it cost the Father. And 1 John 2:2 says this, and He is a propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the sins of the whole world. It cost Him, God the Father, it cost Him everything. It cost His Son, right? And something to think about. And we know propitiation is to turn away wrath. And God's mad at sin. And Jesus turned away that wrath. Anyway, these are just a couple things to think about. Behold the riches of adoption. The Father had a plan. The Father had a purpose for the plan. The plan was accomplished through Jesus. And of course, it displays the amazing grace of God. So those are sort of the theoretical things that we can ponder, all right? So, I want to get to the second part, and I'll just make a start on this one as well. And I want to, the first one is behold the riches of the doctrine. The second part is apply the riches of the doctrine. This is the practical part that I like. So let's try to apply it. So that little jingle that says, we are richer than you think, maybe we'll realize that we are richer than we think, all right? So I want to apply it first of all to the issue of identity. Now this is, I think this is a crucial thing. I really do. I think a lot of Christians don't realize who they are. They just don't. We sing a song in our church here, I'm only a sinner saved by grace. There's a nice tune to it. But theologically, I think it's wrong.
Right. Amen.
I'm not a sinner. I'm not a sinner. Christ has died for me. We might say, I was a sinner, but I'm not a sinner anymore. Satan wants to tell me that I'm a sinner, but I'm not. And I think oftentimes people dwell on their past, their sinful past. They keep on thinking about it. You know, can God forgive me for all the things that I did, whatever. But that's not who you are anymore. That's not your identity. You're now a son or a daughter of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. You're a prince or a princess. Think of it whatever way you like. We're really rich.
Yes, sir.
And I've mentioned this before. And this is my bookmark that I have in my Bible that I read every day. I took it out. This is the Bible I read every day. It's titled, My Identity. It says, understanding your identity in Christ is absolutely essential for success, at living a victorious Christian life. And on the other side it says, who I am in Christ. And it's got three categories. One of them says, I am accepted, I am secure, I'm significant. But in the accepted part, it says, I've been adopted. And I read this probably 2 or 3 times a week. And because I want to realize who I am. I'm not that person pre-1982. I'm a saint. It says here, right? I'm a saint. Do you realize that? I've been adopted. So, I want to talk about, for just a couple minutes, who am I? What makes me? I want you to think about this too. Who are you? What makes me to be me? And most important of this is, where do I find my sense of self-worth? Where do I find my sense of self-worth? See, trying to find your identity in anything but God will leave you utterly impoverished. Repeat that. Trying to find your identity in anything else but God will leave you utterly impoverished. When you find your identity in being adopted, you and I will be rich. When we realize we're adopted. So, I'm going to talk about 3 things now. We need to realize these 3 things. And the first one, of course, we've just begun. Where really is my identity. See, if you ladies that are here, when, maybe you realize this, but when men get together, the first thing that we ask someone we've never met before is what? What do you do for a living? So, what we do is we measure our self-worth upon our careers, right? measure our self-worth maybe as our ability as a parent. We measure our self-worth how good we are at music, sports, school, or whatever it is. That's how we measure what our self-worth is. I have something to admit, and my wife puts up with my golf, of course, and some of you may know that when I was a teenager, I was quite a good golfer, and of course, as you age and stuff, you can't hit a golf ball anywhere near as well as you used to do it. And the last couple of years that I've been playing, I've been just playing terrible. If you're a golfer, you know that if you don't know where the golf ball is going, you're in big trouble. Like Greg Louise, if you're hitting it right, hitting it left, don't know where it's going. And I was getting disappointed, and so I've been going out to the driving range, and Bev's very patient, sits there, and she sits on the bench and watching me hit golf balls. But then I thought, when I was going over this lesson, I was thinking, you know, my self-worth is tied up in how I hit a golf ball. Isn't that dumb? Right? That's really dumb. But I think there's things that you do that you tie your self-worth up with whatever. No? Anybody want to volunteer anything? Bev says.
Those little plants that I grow, man, I put it in. When a cutworm gets it, I'm disappointed. Or the bunnies eat it. I'm thinking, oh, I don't want.
Well, that's really important. You know, being a good gardener. I'm a
No, but I mean, it's just this goal I've set for myself, and accomplishing that goal. And I said, no, Lord, you send the rain, you send the bunnies, you send the cutworms.
Isn't it funny how we think like that, right? Isn't it funny? Anybody else? We gotta go. Nobody else? Oh, Ruth.
It's in the family as well, because they grow up and they live their own lives and they don't seem to need you anymore, and then you begin to wonder, what am I doing?
Well, that's tied up with, your self-worth is tied up how good a mom and how good a grandma you were, or are, whatever. But that shouldn't be, I mean, of course, we need to pay attention to those things, of course we do. But that's not where our self-worth should derive from. All right? Okay, I think it's time to go. All right, we'll pick up in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Church starts in 9 minutes.
All right. Go ahead and stand. Take a break. Excellent.
Sorry.